Coming up next, the Timberwolves taking on the Clippers. For the Timberwolves, a stellar year has put them at the top of the Western Conference. First place doesn't come easy, but you know what? They've worked for every single win. Clippers Timberwolves is next, right after this. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Russell Westbrook.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. George and Leonard are the forwards. Russell Westbrook out there with Harden, and it's Zubac in at the center, locking down the middle. And for Minnesota, the wing set for him, Edwards and McDaniels. Towns and Gobert hold down the post for him. And it's prime time and at the point guard. And you look at how these teams match up, Clark. The guard positions boasting plenty of talent.
And you think about it, Kevin, the skill level of today's players arguably at an all-time high. But nothing like guard skills to help you put on a show.
It'll be Los Angeles off the tip. Harden against Edwards. On the wing, George. Shoots over McDaniel. And it's George missing. Here's primetime, guarded by Harden. Outside, Edwards. There's the pass to primetime. Gobert with a screen on Harden. Towns in the corner. 6 to shoot. A three-pointer, no good. Looking at Minnesota, they took the win in their last game against Portland.
Yeah, I felt like they attacked, but with a purpose. They knew what they wanted to accomplish coming in.
Well, it really showed the trust they have in one another. I love how they got after it, and you could feel that they were playing for each other.
Here's primetime. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And the Clippers, one of the more efficient three-point shooting teams, Greg, in the NBA.
And, Kevin, really over the last decade, that's been one of their most consistent traits. And it's not just because of talent. They're smart about the shots they take.
Timberwolves passing it around. Stolen by Harden by himself. And Harden with the stuff.
How about the strong D from Harden that time leading to a bucket? He is so good in the open court when he's got the ball.
Here's primetime, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
Here's Westbrook after the basket by Minnesota. Inside. Outside, George, just 5 to shoot. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Seems effortless for George, that quick release of his.
Here's primetime. He's covered by Westbrook. The kick out to Towns. Leonard with the steal. And the layup is good.
A nice move to create a gap there in the defense and get to the bucket.
For Minnesota, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's prime time, and he goes in for the dunk.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
And we all know what can happen when he gets rolling. A hot start can turn into an explosive scoring night.
Westbrook, no good. Minnesota in the lead. Towns, the pass to Edwards. Dishes it to Gobert. Here's McDaniels. No good with the triple. For Los Angeles, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Westbrook kicks to Leonard. From outside, off the mark.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
McDaniels finds Towns. Here's prime time. Pass to McDaniels. Now here's Gobert. Shot clock at 6. Here's prime time. The kick out to Towns. Looking for Gobert. He gets it there. Towns, the pass to prime time. Towns, a screen on Westbrook. There's the lob to Towns. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And defensively, you've got to be on the lookout for this. I mean, Towns gets up in a hurry now.
And the call will be against prime time. That's his first foul. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Walker's checked in. Westbrook with it. Hasn't made one yet. He kicks to George. Nobody near Leonard. It's rebounded by Towns.
Tell you what, guys, you don't see that often. I mean, when he's this open, usually it's lights out.
Sinks the triple.
I think you've always got to have a hand up on Walker. Very capable at knocking down the 3-ball.
And with Towns, we're looking at one of the best three-point shooting big men in the NBA, Clark. He is something to watch.
He really is, and when you add in everything else he does, Kevin, he's one of the best players in the league, period.
Here's prime time, and it's off from three-point range. Clippers trail by 6.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Westbrook dishes to Harden. To halt the run, Gobert pulls it in. Minnesota's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Here's prime time. He's got 7. There's the lob to Towns. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And, you know, it's quite remarkable when you look at his development. A perimeter player now in high school. Towns embraced more of an inside role his 1 year in college, and now showing you the full range of his game.
Reed, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 8. Leonard on the wing, guarded by Reed. Lets it go from the wing. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
A sometimes underrated playmaker. Leonard continues to do it all.
A minute 42 left in the first quarter. Outside, Walker launches it. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
What a duel that was. Exciting all the way to the end. Really a shame someone had to walk away with an L.
I tell you, it's too bad one of them had to lose because I thought both teams were evenly matched in that game.
Now here's Gobert. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Here's prime time. Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Over to the left wing. to the middle. Primo, the pass to Plumlee. Here's Mann. Launches a three. Connects from three-point range.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. 32 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Fires from deep. No good. That's miss number 2. He's 1 for 3. Minnesota leading by 5. Here's Primetime. He's got 9. Outside Edwards. Stolen. It's 2-on-1. Goes up. Hammers it in after taking it the length of the floor.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
Here's Primetime. And that one released in time, but no good. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Minnesota on top, leading by 3. We've got more in store for you right after this. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Timberwolves.
These guys have been so quick off the dribble, finding great lanes to attack and getting themselves to the basket.
Cultivating a lot of assists right now, which is beautiful to see. Love the way they're working that ball around.
The front court is McDaniels in town. Anthony Edwards out there at Primetime, and it's Gobert in at the center position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Incredibly for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Clark, the 2004 playoffs are the only time they've won a series.
You know, Kevin, with Kevin Garnett, they had a few 50-win teams and some excellent coaches. That just tells you, I think, how hard it is to win in this league.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
George looking over the floor. Offline with his 3.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
Now, here is George. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis. Minnesota leading by 8. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Gobert with a screen on Highland. Here's Primetime, and the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
And it's the Clippers with the ball. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Edwards against George. Kicks it to Plumlee. Well, LeBron, Curry, and KD, Kevin Durant, are still great players. We know that, Clark. But as they age, who do you think is now the face of the NBA?
Well, it's hard not to talk about Giannis in that regard. I mean, his overall game is spectacular. His personality is terrific. Jokic is in the category, but I would think it would be Giannis. I mean, if you made me pick one guy as the face of the league in totality, performance on the court, MVP level player, personality, disposition, all of the ingredients, I'm going Giannis.
And load management, a term, Greg, that's been associated with the Clippers.
And Kawhi rightfully managing his return from ACL injury with care. It's harder to build chemistry when guys are out, but it's all about staying healthy for the postseason.
Timberwolves leading by 8. Here's prime time. 13 points in the game. Connects again from distance.
Night in and night out, you can count on him to stretch the defense and just open up the floor.
Would you believe he's now tied for 5th most triples in a single season? It's amazing.
Pulling even with Steph Curry, who in 2017 also hit 324 threes.
And again for 3.
Now claiming the mark for hitting the 5th most threes in a season. Wow.
A tremendous feat. It's incredible how he can control the game from the perimeter.
And just like the only other player in this category's top 5, Steph Curry, what an honor to be mentioned alongside him.
And the Clippers call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Reed comes in for Rudy Gobert, and Walker subbed in for prime time. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either. Took a shot for the team in that situation.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Island's checked in. That'll be a 5-second call. Still a ways to go between now and the three-point contest, but it's always fun to talk about it. Let's see who has the best shot to earn a spot in this year's event.
And maybe this list changes between now and All-Star Weekend, but I don't think anybody would be disappointed if it stays exactly the same as it is right now.
You take a look at McDaniels. He's going to need to leapfrog quite a few great shooters if he's going to be a part of the three-point festivities in All-Star Weekend, but maybe he can do it.
I mean, anything's possible, especially if he has a few big games from beyond the arc before All-Star Weekend. That'd give him a nice bump in the voting.
And we'll keep you posted as we find out more. And as we get closer to the three-point contest, once we have our final list of official contestants.
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive. That's the one thing we all know. We've got an incredible group of long-distance shooters in this league right now.
Island finds Westbrook. Offensive rebound. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. Los Angeles shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
First free throw is good. Greg is a guy that led the offense, a floor general. Do you think we're in the golden era of point guards?
Kevin, it's hard to say. I mean, the 80s had Magic and Isaiah. The 90s had Stockton and Peyton. The 2000s with Nash and Kidd. But this era is deep. You got Curry, Lillard, Doncic, Morant, and, of course, CP3 is still going. And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. We know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Passes to Leonard. Shoots over Towns and misses it off the right side of the rim.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Rudy Gobert is a fierce competitor. He says the average fan might not understand what I bring to the table, but the GMs in the league do. I want to be the best defensive player of all time. I want to be a force, and I want to win championships. I've got to set the tone every night. Kevin?
And he does. He is a stopper, no doubt about it. David, thank you. Minnesota leading by 18. And Walker kicks to Towns. And another three for Minnesota.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
Leonard on the wing. On the wing, George. McDaniels defending. 6 on the shot clock. George, no good.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Edwards, that's good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
Westbrook can't get it to go. And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for the Timberwolves. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Pass to Edwards. The dish to Towns. The three. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
It's Westbrook with the drive, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Westbrook's got his first basket.
Boy, this is Westbrook at his absolute best. Attacking, getting into the lane, and finishing in style.
And Walker kicks to Edwards. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 3 assists now in this one.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
With it. Now guarded by Towns. Harden's shot is off.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
Walker against Westbrook. Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got 8 points in the quarter.
And, you know, Walker is really good at muscling his way through the defense. Tough to stop on the way up.
It's stolen by Edwards. And now the fast break. Edwards with the ball. Stolen by Harden. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And the pass to Zubac. Plays it up off the glass.
All the talk is about Harden scoring, but I tell you what, he can dish that rock too.
Westbrook against Walker. Towns a screen on Westbrook. And here's Walker outside. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
Yeah, I'd be confident too, as a matter of fact. I mean, if you're stacking up threes the way he is, I mean, he's doing all this work from behind the arc.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much with Ty Lue. Coach, do you think your turnovers and struggles at the offensive end fueled their scoring?
Always. If we turn the basketball over, it's hard for us to get back, get our defense set. So we got to do a better job taking care of the basketball and have a good shot selection.
We'll see what you can do to make that better as the game goes, Coach. Thanks. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. The story tonight, everything, and I mean everything, is working well for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I think Coach made his point about crashing the boards coming into this matchup. Guys are following shots, giving the extra effort. They are rolling.
No question. Their rebounding is giving them increased opportunities. Shifting focus, let's take a look at the guys who could have a potential spot in this year's three-point contest.
Man, there's some sharpshooters on this list. I would love that opportunity to swat each and every one of their shots.
What if they ran off 3 screens first?
Wouldn't matter. I'd go right through those.
That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more hoops action.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Really an incredible game from primetime.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. George and Leonard are the forwards. Russell Westbrook out there with Harden. And it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And, you know, Westbrook is fearless. Likes getting deep inside and finishing around the rim and plays in attack mode all the time.
Here's primetime. It's good. And that's 21 points for primetime.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
And Clark, what can you say about Anthony Edwards? Living up to that first overall hype, he has been spectacular.
Yeah, he has been, Kevin. I agree. Some were surprised he went first overall, but you look back at that draft, he was as good a #1 pick as any of them, and he's certainly proven to be worthy of that status. Nice job by James Harden knocking that one down, making use of those short corner three-point shooting spots.
Here's primetime. Good on the three-point shot. Primetime's got 24.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Harden the pass to Westbrook. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
You know, Westbrook able to score from anywhere. He just is so assertive and confident in what he can do out there.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
The Timberwolves have shot just one free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And guys, that's a pretty good improvement over last season.
Good on both. Los Angeles calls timeout.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
Let's check out some of the best shooting teams out there. The Timberwolves, #1.
Are just tremendously disciplined offensively, always looking for the best possible shot. That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Harden against Edwards. Harden outside. The kick out to Westbrook. No good on the three.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Buries the long-range jumper. Primetime's got 10 points here in the second half.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
And so Gobert will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. McDaniels dishes to Edwards. Timberwolves passing it around. Pass to Primetime. Gobert with a screen on Westbrook. Feeds it to Gobert. Misses from close range.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Leonard finds George. Westbrook scanning the floor. Back to George. 5 to shoot. Los Angeles with another miss.
You know, he's just not taking good shots, not taking smart shots, forcing up a lot of low percentage junk there.
Over in the corner, McDaniels. Over George. And the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
Attacking right away. McDaniels wasting no time there.
L.A. has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Harden outside. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Mans checked in for Los Angeles. Edwards against George. Zubac's a screen on Edwards. Clock at 6. Here's George. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Well, you really have to like how George uses his body effectively down low there. I mean, the defense pretty much has no choice but to foul him in that situation.
The first one falls.
Always been nails from the line, something George takes pride in.
And George drops them both. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Here's prime time. He's covered by Westbrook.
And 1 step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Here's Leonard. It's not going to go for him. Towns with the defensive effort.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the strike.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Anderson comes in for Towns. Troy Brown's checked in for McDaniels. And it's Kemba Walker in for Edwards. Here's Leonard. And he's back in business as a jumper finally drops for him.
Excellent job using the mid-range there. Kawhi, that's a go-to shot for him.
Paul George with the steal. To the paint, here's Mann. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
And that's his MO. Sometimes he can score more points by himself than the rest of the team.
Outside Westbrook. Leonard the pass to Mann. And here's George. Tries from 7. Reid with the rebound.
Not a bad look for him on that shot, but it just doesn't seem to be his night tonight.
It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Watch out now, Walker. Always a threat to go solo spurtability on you. Once he sinks a few, you know he's dialed in.
Here's Westbrook. Here's the 3. And he's good on the 3 ball. Westbrook's got 7 points for the quarter.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
Driving inside. And here's Walker outside. And no good. LA has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the 3rd quarter. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists in the game. And Walker's got the ball here for Minnesota. for three. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
The shot looks so smooth coming out of Walker's hands, and he's consistent at making it from there.
Leonard with the ball. He's against Anderson, and Leonard gets it to go.
Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Minnesota shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. First one falls for him. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Karl Anthony Towns comes in for Anderson. McDaniels, he's checked in for Troy Brown. And it's Edwards in for Walker. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
And they've won the rebound battle so far, and it's translated to the scoreboard.
Boy, the effort level they've had has been outstanding. Hard to keep a team down when they play with that much energy.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. 5 seconds left in the third quarter.
Joshua Primo, 3-pointer.
Here's prime time, and no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves having no problems at all. Up 29 points heading into the next quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
It sure is. I mean, he's a maestro. Great vision, terrific IQ, everything you want in a point guard.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. Walker out there with Kyle Anderson. Then it's Shake Milton. And it's prime time. And it's Reed in at the center. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
George playing strong down low. Love to see him finish with authority.
Here's prime time. He's defended by Highland. Stolen by Highland. 3-on-3. Here's George. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Yeah, it's really hard to distract Paul George when he goes into a shot. I mean, even though the defense is there and made the obvious foul, doesn't seem to bother him.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Towns comes in for Kyle Anderson. McDaniels, he's checked in for Walker. And Anthony Edwards subbed in for Shake Milton. Free throw good, Paul George. And recently, the NBA, Clark adding names to major awards. It's a nice gesture, don't you think, from the league to the past legends?
Yeah, I could not agree with you more. And really hard to argue with their choices for naming those awards after. It's a way to connect the past to the present and honor and pay homage to some of the greats in the history of the game. I like everything about it.
The three from George. Minnesota with the rebound. Gobert's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Down low, a flawless finish on the alley-oop.
Nice job by Towns to get in there and get aggressive.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Highland passes to Tucker. Back to Highland. Three-pointer. And Karl-Anthony Towns pulls it down. Towns has got his 8th rebound here tonight. And there's the drive. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Oh, yeah, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me.
Treated the rim like it stole something from it.
From deep, George. And again, no good by the Clippers.
After hitting 1 3 in the first half, he's been unable to dial in from deep since then.
Edwards kicks to Gobert. Towns for 3. Another miss by Towns.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Plumlee, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
George with a fantastic look. Excellent job creating an easy opportunity for his teammate.
The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 5 here in the 4th quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Kicks to McDaniels from deep. Rebound by the Clippers.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
George passes to Tucker. There's the triple. Drills the three-pointer.
Boy, Tucker ever unselfish in how he goes about his game. Nice job finding his teammate there.
Minnesota's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Here's prime time, and right away they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Prime time's got 42 in the game. Outside, George. And one of the big changes to college basketball, Clark, as you know, the NIL, name, image, and likeness. It seems like that would impact the choice to enter the NBA draft.
I don't think there's any question it's had that impact. Some guys that were borderline draft picks now not being penalized for being on scholarship can monetize their name, image, and likeness and do so to the tune of some fairly significant dollars in some cases. And even if the money is not NBA large, it still could close the gap for a family of a player that might be struggling and could use some additional income.
Off target from three-point range.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this half.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And the 28th pick in the 2020 draft, Clark, Jaden McDaniels has more than outplayed his draft position.
Yeah, you know, there were some question marks year 1 in college at UW, but you look at him now, hey, length, mobility, skill set, those are things that every team wants and needs. Guys like McDaniels, who can guard just about any position on the floor, extremely valuable these days.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Reed, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Anderson comes in for Karl-Anthony Towns. Walker's checked in for Edwards. And it's Shake Milton in for primetime. From 12 feet out, Reed with the rebound. Reed's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Walker in the corner. It's good from about 19 feet. Walker's got 21.
And Walker always shot ready. This is why you can't lay off of him, especially when the ball's going towards him.
Out left to the wing. Leonard against Anderson to stop the run. And that one's good. Leonard. And one thing that came from this new CBA GA, mandatory participation in the NBA Draft Combine.
Yeah, more equal access for teams to study various prospects. Player agents can't keep teams in the dark like in the past. That makes for a more level playing field.
Pass to Leonard.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Opponents are physical with Kawhi just about every game, but as forceful a player as he is, he just doesn't seem to mind one bit.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Towns comes in for Anderson. Edwards, he's checked in for Walker. And primetime subbed in for Shake Milton. off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
A disappointing trip to the line there. Even though it was just one miss, now is not the time to be missing those.
Here's Primetime, guarded by Harden. Here's Primetime, good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got 3 assists tonight.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days. And right from the get-go, they stood out as the better team. Their hunger to dominate and play for each other was outstanding for Minnesota.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And when it's all said and done here, this will mark their 38th W on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
We know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Primetime.
Boy, from a scoring standpoint, he was absolutely sensational. Made the game look easy tonight.
Here's George looking to end his cold spell. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Primetime's shot is good.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
Kicks it out to Harden. To the wing on the left. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's stolen by Gobert. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Rudy, another strong performance for you guys. How good is this team playing right now?
We're playing great. It's all about our defense. When we play defense, when we focus, we communicate, and after we get easy stuff on the offensive end.
Rudy, a great win. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. As New Balance presents our Player of the Game, Primetime.
Me tiene como envuelto en diamantes y ahora dime de qué sirve el oro, qué sirve este coche y todos estos colgantes y tú brillas más que todos esos brillantes, yeah. Demasiado cara para pagarte. Ella me baila, se vuelve loca, quiere agarrarme. Yo estoy mirando como le tan bonita que duele, duele. Como me lo hace, me tiene loco. Quiere que dice que tiene el corazón roto. Por eso no me quiere. Baby, me da cuenta que te amo, que no sé lo que hago sin ti. Yo sé que unos cuantos te hablaron, pero me prefieres a mí. Baby, me da cuenta que te amo, que no sé lo que hago sin ti. Yo sé que unos cuantos te hablaron, pero me prefieres a mí, a mí, a mí.